In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get 2-day shipping for your products in e-commerce for your Shopify store and the exact process that you need to follow and the different options that you have depending on your skill. Maybe you're an intermediate, maybe you're just beginning, or maybe you're already advanced, making 5 figures, 6 figures, how you can take advantage of this strategy to really ship absolutely faster than anybody else and build a brand that consumers love. Let's go. Now, before we start, if you want to learn all the strategies that you need to take your Shopify store to the next level or start your Shopify store profitably in 2020 and 2021 and beyond, we are holding a 5-day live Shopify training coming up in a couple of days from now. All you got to do to take part in that, it's all for free, completely for free. I'm going to be teaching you everything about ads, products, store, everything that your store needs to look like and have in order to get the results that my students are getting that are popping up here on the screen. All you got to do is click that first link down in the description and sign up for free for the 5-day Shopify training. All right, the strategy I'm about to show you involves a 3PL company, which basically is a warehousing company and shipping company, sort of an intermediary from the person that makes your products to the actual customer. So you send it from your manufacturer to a factory. That factory then packages it, picks it up, and sends it over to your customer in about 2 to 3 days, sometimes 24-hour shipping. So the best 3PL companies, or the best companies that ship products out to customers in 2 days or so, are, first of all, Shipbob. I've talked about them for a few times, and a lot of my students have used them very profitably. What you can do is when you start scaling up, or maybe even in the beginning, you can order, let's say, 1,000 units, 2,000 units, 5,000 units, 10,000 units of your product, depending on how big your store already is and how much capital you have to invest in your business. You can go and send it to one of their warehouses, which they have multiple warehouses all over the world, actually. So for example, in the US, it's the biggest market, so you have the most warehouses. You have about 6 or 7 all around the US. You have in Florida, you have in the West Coast, just in case you're shipping a lot of products over there. You also have in the East Coast. You also have in Canada. So if you're shipping products in Canada, and Canada is a big market for you, you can definitely take advantage of the Ottawa one. And if you're shipping products in Europe, you also have the Ireland one. So if you want a warehouse somewhere in the middle of your customer base, unfortunately, if you have an Australian customer base, then you're going to have to get a 3PL in Australia if you want to do that really profitably over in Australia, or you can just keep dropshipping normally to your customers in Australia and focus on your customers in the US, Canada, and the Europe section, or the Europe region, through the 3PL company Shipbob. Now, what they do is they basically ship your products in about 2 to 3 days directly from their warehouse. So you send them the products directly to their warehouse, they store them there, and then they go and they ship them to your customers. As you can see, on many of these instances, people will look for the faster shipping option, the easier shipping option, the thing that's going to get them the product the fastest to their door. And for example, Shipbob works with Google, in this case, to put free 2-day shipping on all their Google ads. So if you're running Google ads and you're wanting to really get an advantage over everybody else, an advantage over all these big brands out there that are competing for the same keywords, then you can put that free 2-day shipping on the top of your listing and absolutely get that extra click-through rate from people that want a faster shipping time. This also applies to your product page. You can just put free 2-day shipping or fast 2-day shipping on your product page. It'll really increase conversions and help you get that extra boost of sales that you need. Now, let's say you don't want to use Shipbob and maybe you've tried them before, they weren't really that good, or you just want other options. There's also Red Stack Fulfillment. Those companies that I'm about to show you are either companies that I personally use, or I know somebody personally, or a friend that I've known for a long while. I know how much money they're making, and I know that they've used one of these companies profitably, and they have good things to say about them. So Red Stack, I've also talked about them as well. They were named the best fulfillment service of 2020 by fitsmallbusiness.com. So that tells you something. They have less warehouses than Shipbob. They are more focused on the US market. But if you want a different option, not just Shipbob, and another company that also has less clients and less bigger clients than Shipbob has. Shipbob is more of a multi-9-figure funded company. Red Stack is more of helping smaller businesses and people like you and me that are not selling 9 figures, 10 figures of products. They're selling 6 figures, 7 figures maybe of products, and you can use Red Stack Fulfillment to help you with that. They basically do the exact same thing. Order fulfillment, e-commerce fulfillment, 3PL service, which basically means they are a third party right there on the warehouse. You send them the product, they send them over to your customers. You can also custom package, custom discount code, custom anything that you want on your products. And like it says right here, they have 2 warehouses. So it reaches 97% of Americans within 1 to 2 days and 99% of Americans, depending on the region. So 97% of people that order from your store in the US are going to get that product within 1 to 2 days. Imagine the advantage that that's going to give you over other people that are shipping in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So if you are a person that is already an intermediate, you're already getting sales on your Shopify store, you're already making money, the best thing you can possibly do now to scale up your brand and really get an advantage is to get a 3PL company and then get those products extremely fast over to your customers. The next company that you can use, we have Shipbob, we have Redstack, there is also Shipwire. Shipwire they have a global network of different partners and different people that are shipping all over the world. I haven't personally used Shipwire. I know it through a friend that told me it's pretty good. It's also like Shipbob that has a lot of funding and a lot of different sources and different resources all around the world. So you can definitely use them as well. They do the exact same thing. They ship your products, they take your products, and we're gonna click here, explore the platform. Powerful fulfillment technology. You can see they have a video here. So for example, they have all the countries that you have on the back end. They also have just the same back end as Shipbob would have with the returns, the receiving, all the tracking information is obviously there on the back end. So if you want to try out Shipbob, that will be the first one that I recommend, then Redstack. And then if you want to try sort of a third one just to try it out, just to see how it works against Shipbob and Redstack, then Shipwire would be the next one. And then the last one is Freight Pros. Freight Pros is more of just national in the US. So if you're selling products just in the US, or if you're wanting to sell products in 1 to 2 days or ship them in 1 to 2 days, then you can definitely use Freight Pros. They focus on the US market exclusively. So if you are shipping, let's say, to Canada or to the UK or to Europe, then you might not want to use them. You might want to use Shipbob or Redstack. So Freight Pros, also really good one. They're really good on Trustpilot, and they are the best freight broker on fitsmallbusiness.com. And what they do is freight just basically means shipping or taking a product somewhere to somewhere. So you basically do the exact same thing. Send them a bulk order, they store it there, then they go and they send it to your customers extremely quickly. The process is also pretty seamless on the back end. You can connect it, especially Shipbob and Redstack, you can connect it to your Shopify store, and then all your order information goes straight to Shipbob, for example. So when somebody puts in their order or their order address on your Shopify store, you don't then have to copy paste it back into Shipbob and then do it again like many 3PL companies outside of these 4 that you need to copy paste it, send it in a CSV file, in a Google Sheet, and so on. So this is straight from the Shopify store, the address that the customer puts onto the Shipbob backend, so you can then send it over. Before I move on, I just want to congratulate Lesia for winning our $0 to $300,000 case study that I did with my student Johnny. We showed you the ads, the whole strategy that it took to get him from 0 to 300 grand on his Shopify store. If you want to win the case study for this video, all you got to do is comment down below your city or country where you're watching me from, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and smash that like button down below, and make sure to join us for the 5-day live training. I'll pick a winner from this video. Now that you know what the top 3PL companies, how do you actually order from your supplier? From your, let's say, AliExpress or Alibaba, or whatever company that you're using, what I recommend is you use one of the trusted suppliers that I talk about here. Does not have to be this one. I'm not paid by them. I'm just telling you from my experience and from customers' experience that work with me, from clients that work with me, and we help scale up their Shopify stores, which ones help them the most. So the first one is Source Inbox. I've talked about them a lot. They offer extremely fast drop shipping or shipping straight from them onto your customers in about 7 days, 10 days sometimes. So if you want to get that extra edge and actually send it through a 3PL company like Shipbob, what you would do is go here on the Source Inbox page. They have 2 options. You can either be a drop shipper or a wholesaler. So a drop shipper is somebody that sends straight from Source Inbox over to the customers, and a wholesaler is somebody that sends a big order from Source Inbox to a 3PL company. So basically they work with 2 kinds of people. Now let's say that you want to sell this particular product, this windscreen snow protector in winter. It is going to sell a lot. It has sold for me in the past. So let's say I wanted to sell 1,000 orders or even 500 orders or a small bulk order of 100 products. And I want to then go and send it to Shipbob, so Shipbob can then send it to my customers in 1 or 2 days. So what I do is I take this product here. I'm in the drop shipper section right now, and then I'm going to go onto the wholesaler section. And now here on the wholesaler section, you're going to have the wholesaler marketplace. So the managed products, the wholesale orders, my wallet, settings, and so on. You're just going to have a bunch of random products that aren't really selling. So let's say we're going to sell this particular one that we just talked about. what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the URL on the top, you can either ask your agent at SourceInbox to do this for you and make it kind of step by step and then put a lot of things in the middle, or you can just go to the straight link. So how you go to that link is you just go to app.sourceinbox.com/wholesaler/product details/wholesaler/product details, and then the ID of the product. So when we were in the dropshipper section here of the product page, this is the product page on the dropshipping section. I can go and order 1 by 1 or 2 by 2 or 5 by 5. If I want to go and make a wholesale order, then I make sure to have the ID of the product, which in this case is 11923 blah blah blah. I go and take that, and then I make sure that the new URL that I'm using is app.sourceinbox/wholesaler/product details, and then the ID. And this is how you do a bulk order, or this is how you do the bulk link. So then, in order to make the order, what I would do here is, for example, let's say we're ordering 1,000 units of this product. And in this case, it's doing C shipping. So I don't want to do C shipping. Let's see if we can do 400 orders. The best thing to do, or actually this product doesn't, shipping method, DHL, the cost would be too high. Let me see, 100. For every different product, it depends. Okay, so for 100, it is going to ship it, in a reasonable time frame with one of the services that we actually recommend. So for example, CNE Preferential is pretty good. CNE Express Echo, anything CNE tends to be really good for my students. So in this case, I'm just gonna choose CNE Express Echo. What you can do with your agent on SourceInbox is ask them exactly how many orders you need. So in this case, let's say I need 1,000 and I need them all shipped with CNE. They can then go and ship them to your 3PL with CNE. So they don't have to be like all to different addresses. They have to be to the 3PL address with CNE. In this case, I'm just gonna click add to cart here, success. Then I go onto my cart, and here I have another product that I put there. But let's say I just wanna do this one. I have this particular product, 100 units that I wanna do. I click on that, then I go submit. And now you put the address of the 3PL. So when you go and order, let's say 100 units or 1,000 units from SourceInbox, you're gonna order them through Shipbob or to Red Stock Fulfillment or to Freight Pros or wherever it is that you're ordering this, and then SourceInbox is going to sell it as a wholesale unit or as a wholesale order to your 3PL, and then from the 3PL, you're gonna send it over to your customers. You do have to tell the company, like for example, let's say you're sending 1,000 orders to Shipbob, you do have to tell Shipbob that you're sending this. You can't just randomly send it to their warehouse. So when you set up a Shipbob account and you go through the process, they'll appoint you an agent or a manager of your account. You can then tell him, hey, I'm sending 1,000 orders from China over to your 3PL in California in the next 7 to 10 days. And here's the tracking number. Here's all the information. And then you can then send it to your Shipbob address. And then from Shipbob, send it over to your customers. If you don't want to use SourceInbox or one of these agents or one of these fulfillment companies, the process is pretty much the same, ordering a wholesale order, doing this process. So that's why I wanted to show you through SourceInbox. You can also do it through Alibaba. So let's say I want to sell this windshield cover for snow on Alibaba. I can then go and find the product, and it's pretty much this one. It's on Alibaba. It's basically like AliExpress. If you've never heard of this company, which I'm pretty sure you have, it's basically like AliExpress, but for bulk orders. So for many, many products. So let's say I want to sell 10,000 of this or 1,000 of this, just as an example. I can then go and say 3 to 6 per piece, 50 pieces per order. And here it says if it's 500 to 3,000, then you can get an estimated 20-day shipping time, which seems pretty good. I would be careful with C shipping. If they're sending it by C, it can take longer than advertised. So they might tell you that it's going to take 20 days, but it actually takes 34 days or 36 days. So be careful with C shipping. Remember, you're sending it from China over to your 3PL. So this is not to your customers. This is to the warehouse. And then from that warehouse, let's say in Shipbob, you're sending it in 1 to 2 days to your customers. And that way you can then go and say, hey, I want to just contact the supplier and I want to order it straight up. Some suppliers let you just order from their page, and then you can order 1,000 or 2,000 units. Some suppliers, you will need to chat with them. So you can click the chat now button. You can talk to them. What I would always recommend to do is if they tell you, send me a wire transfer, just pay me through this random payment method that you never heard before. I do not recommend that. I recommend 2 ways of paying. You either pay with Alibaba Assured or Alibaba Protection, or you pay by PayPal as a product. You're paying for a product or service. So this is for protecting yourself. Doesn't matter how good the supplier is on Alibaba. If they've been doing it for years, they might still scam you or try to rip you off. So you always want to make sure that you're protected and your payment is protected. So make sure that you're paying with protection on Alibaba or on PayPal. What you want to do to make sure you choose a proper supplier or a good supplier on Alibaba is, for example, you would look at here, you can look at the supplier types, trade assurance. So this is what I meant with the actual protection of your product. So you can click trade assurance. Right there, it's going to show you only with trade assurance. Then you can see how long they've been in business. So this one in particular has been in 1 year of operation. This one has been 1 year as well. This one 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. They've all been 1 year. Could be the same. No. Different suppliers, 1 year in trade, 3 years. So this one is actually better. I prefer suppliers that have been doing this for a longer time frame. Some of them have been like 5 years, 6 years, and so on. You can also see the transaction amount. So $40,000 in 26 transactions. That is awesome. I also want to look at the response rate. If it's a good response rate, let's say, you can also sort by response rate if you're interested in getting a better response rate or a faster response rate. But in this case, let's just look for, again, that one that was 3 years here. 85% response rate. That's pretty good. They get a lot of messages from beginners and people that aren't actually going to buy from them. So an 85% response rate is pretty good. Receive a response within 24 hours. 5 stars, 7 people told them that it was fast service, or one of them told them. So they have 5 stars. Let's go click on that. We can go check the reviews of them. They have 7 reviews, very satisfied, 5 stars. 5 stars. September, July, June, May, March. So these are pretty new. Very pleased with the presentation of my custom design. Okay, so that's good. So what you want to do is do very, very good and deep due diligence on every single supplier that you will use. On Alibaba, there's many different people. There's a lot of people that are out there to rip you off. There's a lot of people that are out there to scam you. And if you're not protected with PayPal or trade assurance, you at least want to make sure that your supplier is amazing. So take one that has been in the business for longer than 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. The longer, the better. And also go and check the reviews, check the response rate, actually message them directly to see the rate and how long it's going to take to ship you. You can even ask for tracking numbers for checking if the orders that they sent before actually arrived in the time frame that they wanted to or that they promised. And also you can check these little. So you want to make sure that every supplier that you use has the gold sticker here, has the trade assurance, and then you also have what they call the SOPI index, which doesn't really make sense on a general level, but it's more of an Alibaba standard for all the suppliers that they have. So if you click on here, it says Supplier Online Performance Index, SOPI. And basically what it means is for every supplier, you can go and check, or here, you can check the level that they are inside of the Alibaba marketplace of all the different suppliers that they are. So they rank them by presentation quality, product popularity, transaction volume, and service quality. The more little diamonds they have, the better it is. And if they have a gray diamond or no diamonds at all, that means they're a level 0. So they might not have been that long time in the platform, maybe not many transactions, maybe they're not that good. So you'll see a lot of different suppliers that have this. So for example, they have 1, 1, 1, 0, or gray, 1, 1. And you'll find many, depending on the product, you'll find some that have the 5, you'll find some that have 3 and 4. So you also want to take that into consideration. Again, not to get scammed or schemed over, that you get a really, really good supplier. Highly recommend you do a lot of research on this. Awesome. That is how you can get 1 to 2 day shipping by ordering from, let's say, Source Inbox as a wholesaler or from Alibaba directly, making sure that you do your due diligence. Then you go and send it to a 3PL like Shipbob, and then you go and send it to your customers. If you want to know what products to sell so you can get great results, 5-figure results, 6-figure results, so you can get to this point and start ordering in wholesale and really get the best results for your business, you can check the 7 winning products that I shared here in the past couple of days. The top 7 products to sell in October, November, and all through Q4 2020. Go and check them out. Make sure to join the 5-day training down in the first link in the description. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like the video for more videos just like this. I will see you on the next one.